I remember taking the self-portrait of myself, and I just thought it was cool because I figured the window light would be really, really cool. And then the picture of the trees, actually, I was walking in Santa Monica, and there was this tree that had a sign on it that they were going to cut down, and the neighbors trying to get this petition signed so they wouldn't cut it down. So I wanted to document its last moments before like the day that it was scheduled to get cut down. And then they had just told us about sandwich negatives, and they had shown us like some examples, and I thought, that looks really cool. And I saw these two images, and I was like, hey, I have time in the darkroom, let me just see how they work out. And then I did it, and it just came out awesome. So I started Venice Arts as my last year of middle school, and then into summer of my senior year, I guess, in high school. So that was pretty much one constant, despite everything else. I moved around, as we all know. I moved around a lot just in high school, and I had a bunch of different crazy things happen, but the one constant was always Venice Arts. I was like, I don't care if it takes me 2 hours to get out there in the bus, I'm still going to Venice Arts, because that was my home away from home. The two Polaroids of me by the Golden Gate Bridge, and then at the SF MoMA, that was on my mini college trip to the Bay Area in like San Francisco, with one of my mentors, actually, Joanne. That's another great thing about Venice Arts, is that they take a very like personal interest in your life, because there was no way I would have even been able to go visit any colleges that weren't immediately close to me if it wasn't for her. The two pictures that I have there are like sepia toned, the ones of the ruins and the little boy throwing the rock. Those were actually for my trip to Guatemala, and I actually was thinking about it. I wouldn't actually have even been able to take any pictures if it wasn't for Venice Arts, because they provided me with like a camera to take and everything, and which I thought was very trusting, because I was going to like this other country, and they trusted me enough to like let me borrow their stuff and to document the trip. And it wasn't even part of a class or anything. They were just being nice. I actually call myself an artist now, as opposed to when I started, and I wasn't very into art. I had never really been exposed to it, and as it kept going on at Venice Arts, I just thought, there's something to do, but I didn't really feel that I was awesome at it, or that it kind of defined me in any way. And as I kept going on, I started realizing that, it was one of my favorite things to do was doing photography or filmmaking, mostly photography, but it started to become my thing. Like, in my head, I started to become a photographer, and that's who I was. And that's when I started, just at the end, I realized, that's how I kind of define myself. Part of that is, a photographer. To me, it says a lot about who I am and my life. I don't really have anything else to say besides what I said in my blogs about Alaska. It's really cold, in case you were wondering. It's just really different from Los Angeles, because Los Angeles, like I was saying in one of the blogs, is it's very creative, especially Venice, because it's such a creative neighborhood. You find all kinds of people, and there's just this like spirit that everyone's appreciating art and just like in any form. And up here, it's kind of like you don't really hear people talk about art that much. It's not as a creative environment as Venice, obviously.